Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask a Paranormal Investigator. Now, this time in this episode, I have a great question that was sent in by Tom Chunet. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But he asked about the Fresno Nightcrawler, or Nightcrawlers, more than one. And if you haven't seen these, they definitely creeped me out when I saw them. Let's take a quick look here, and you can see for yourself just what these things look like. Okay, so let's take a look at this. You'll see these two legs will come walking down the hill, and they're really creepy because it's just you don't know what you're seeing. But here they come. You see these two legs up at the top. So it comes walking down the hill like stilts with no body. Okay, pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. Now, there have been other videos that have been released that aren't quite the same, so they're almost certainly a fraud. Now, when I first saw this, it creeped me out. I mean, I knew that it probably wasn't real. I mean, come on, but just the fact that these two legs come walking down the hill by themselves is a really interesting thing. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of the background on who submitted it and blah, 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 because I don't think that really matters. This was several years ago. It's old news in that sense. But what I want to talk about is just what were these things? Now, a good friend of mine, and I say good friend because, we're good friends, Captain Disillusion. I definitely love this guy's videos. Check out his channel, Captain Disillusion, because he goes over so many of these things. Okay, so Captain Disillusion, he took a look at this video and decided that he was going to try to break it down. So let's take a look at what he has to say.
All I have to do is figure out what's happening in an image originally recorded by an off-the-shelf night vision security camera onto a VHS tape, then filmed off a TV screen with a handheld consumer camcorder, dubbed by a TV station, edited into a news show from which it was DVR'd by another person, digitized into a video file, played from a laptop on a projector at a conference where it was filmed from the screen, compressed and uploaded to YouTube. I'm not sure I can swing that. But here's some footage of another Nightcrawler by another house. Actually, once you strip away all the layers of degradation, it's just me sleepwalking with a watermelon as I do from time to time. Oh, and the top half of me is digitally removed, which our old friend's stationary camera made easy. Look. Okay,
let's stop it right there. So that tells you kind of what he thinks about it immediately. He's not very convinced that this is reality. What he thinks is that this was digitally altered. Now, I'm thinking that that's certainly possible, that it's digitally altered. But I have another idea as well. So I'm going to see if I can find here really quickly another possibility. Okay, so I want you to look at this first, and then we can kind of go back and look at the video again and see what you think. So I decided to look up a cape with hood. So you see how these people look, especially this right here, how it looks. Scroll down a little bit. You see several of these different capes with hoods. Now, imagine, for one, when you've got night vision on a camera, if you're wearing something black, it shows up as white on night vision. So what I want to do is I want to kind of switch back here. We're going to go take a look at this video again. And I want you to imagine that this is what you're seeing as a white cape and hood, and that they're walking down this hill. And think about all that degradation that's happened, okay? And let's see what it looks like when you have that in mind. Someone walking down the hill wearing a cape and hood, and they're kind of swinging their arms underneath that cape. Can you see it? Does it look like it just might be someone wearing a cape and a hood? It's hard to say. The bottom line is we don't know. We just simply don't know what it is. So with that in mind, we can look at a couple other things. Now, here's one situation where I happen to be wrong, and that just never happens. There was a video out several years ago where this guy claimed that a baby Siberian mammoth was crossing this river. So we'll look at just a few moments of this. This is from a news broadcast. And again, there's been some degradation because it's gone through several versions of it being passed around. So here is this woolly mammoth crossing the river. Okay. Now, it is really hard to see when they get up close to it. It's really hard to see. This is the guy that actually put it out. So we've got this woolly mammoth here. Now, the thing is when I first saw this, I didn't believe it was a woolly mammoth at all. I looked at that, and what I saw was a grizzly bear with a salmon hanging out of its mouth. As you can see right here. The structure of the animal looks really similar. I mean, that could easily be a grizzly bear with a salmon hanging out of its mouth. So, right there off the bat, what I did is I took an obvious possibility and looked at that first. So, to me, that canceled out the possibility of it actually being a woolly mammoth. Just like us looking at this video of the Nightcrawler. It's got a very possible explanation, but people aren't looking at the possible explanation. They're looking at the most outrageous. It's an alien with its only legs. So I thought, okay, solved. This is already solved. This is a grizzly with a fish hanging out of its mouth. Well, the problem with that is that I was wrong. That obvious possibility was not correct, because if you take a look here, some jerk by the name of Blake Smith, otherwise known as Dr. Atlantis, posted this showing that this river was stock footage. This other guy, this other sort of artist, had taken this footage, and this hoaxer sticks a 3D mammoth that is a 3D mammoth model that he put into this river. So I was wrong. It was not a grizzly bear with a fish. It was actually a video fakery. And I often try not to look at hoax as being the first possibility, but it is a much better possibility than it actually being a woolly mammoth baby. So once that first possibility was canceled out, well, guess what? We look at the next possibility, which is hoaxing. I like to look at it being confusion and a case of mistaken identity before I like to accuse anyone of hoaxing. So I usually don't come out of the gate with it being, you know, my idea that it's a hoax. But in this particular case, it turned out it was a hoax. And we can go a little bit further with that. There was this gentleman, Stan Romanek, who posted this video. Now the thing is this video did not get posted for a very long time. What had happened is actually I saw this video at a sort of talk that he was doing, and I had to kind of try to memorize what I had seen and then recreate it months and months later. So what we recreated was nowhere close, but it still shows you how easily this can be recreated. Now with this alien in the window, you've got a guy that claims this alien looked in his window and it would cost $50,000 for a Hollywood studio to recreate this. That's how authentic this is. Now the thing is we actually had the exact same camera that he used for this. So with that in mind, let's take a quick look at the alien in the window. So you take a look at this alien looking in the window. Now he's saying his eyes are blinking, but that's degradation in the video quality that makes it appear as if his eyes are blinking. They aren't actually blinking. It's just when he moves around, all the artifacting and everything in the video is what's causing that. So there we go. That's the original. Now, the thing is the recreation we made, like I said, we didn't have his video to make an actual accurate representation, but we had the same camera. And to create the same kind of degradation that his has, we had to do a lot of reducing the quality of this video. Because like I said, we had the same camera. So why he couldn't use the actual original video that he got off of this camera, because it would have been much better quality. This was a decent Sony camcorder that he was using. I don't know. But anyway, here is ours. Now, one of the big differences with ours is that we actually made him blink, as you can see here. So it did not cost $50,000 to do this. But just to show you, with a little bit of video degradation, you can get away with a lot. So that's what I'm thinking. Because of the video degradation that's in this footage of the Nightcrawler, I'm really kind of thinking that this could simply be a case of somebody walking down the hill with a hood and a cape. And that's all it took to make it look like it was two legs walking down the hill. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. This could be video trickery. And that's fine if that's what it is. I do trust Captain Disillusion with a lot of things. And it's fine if we're wrong. It's absolutely fine if we're wrong. Because we're looking at real possibilities before we look at supernatural possibilities or paranormal possibilities. So, but again, thank you so much, Tom, for sending that question in. I really do appreciate it. And everybody like this video, smash the like button, as they say, as all the kids are doing, and subscribe and send me more questions. This was a great lot of fun, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon.